Hello and welcome to Lorbek Luxury Cars. I'm Harry and today I've got for you this, the 2012 McLaren MP4-12C or something like that. Now, this has got to be the most nerdy car in the world. Everything about it is just so technical, so advanced, including the name, which if I tried to explain it to you, you'd fall asleep and we'd be still here in about 20 minutes. But just because it's a bit of a nerdy car, doesn't mean it's any less exciting. Everything that's nerdy about this car has gone into making it simply the best car in its class. So technically advanced, so well balanced, such a good handling car, and with plenty of power, but still lots of comfort and lots of speed to make it a proper Grand Tourer as well as a track weapon. Finished in carbon black with what has to be one of the most sumptuous interiors we will ever see in a McLaren, the natural tan McLaren interior. Not only is this car incredibly striking to look at, but it's also quite elegant as well, which is something that we don't really find too often in supercars these days. So as usual, let's stop chatting about this car and all the nice bits about it, and let's go and do the thing that you're really interested in seeing, and that's this thing having a burn. Let's go. Jumping into this car, what are the initial impressions? The same question we ask every single week. Well, to be perfectly honest, it feels very, very normal. It doesn't feel like a supercar. I can drive around just very quietly all day and I'd have no complaints. The suspension is extremely compliant because of its strange technology, which I don't understand. Apparently it doesn't even have springs, it's just got these fluidy things. But the net result is it's got a very nice ride and it's very quiet and the seats are extremely comfortable. It's luxurious, good air conditioning, I've got the sat nav, all that other usual bits and pieces which we expect in a modern car. But what if I want a bit more than that? What if I want for it to do what supercars are meant to do and drive very, very, very fast indeed? Well, there's a little button down here. I'll show you. I'll bring the camera down for you. Hold on. All these switches here. So what I do, now that we've stopped at the lights, click active, active, and I'll flick it over to track, and the whole car tenses up. It's really quite extraordinary. You hear all these noises and everything changes. It becomes very sort of, it feels like it wants to pounce. It's angry, it wants to go. And you just simply touch the accelerator and it goes. Now, if you don't have it all set up with active and everything going, it just puts it in very quiet mode. Now, a lot of people in the past have criticised this car for being a bit dull, a bit boring. And because it's got new technology, sort of very small engine with big turbos on it rather than the traditional way of powering a supercar, which is with a big V12. This doesn't have that. It's got a 3.8 litre V8 with two turbos. Now, the problem with this is that you get turbo lag and it becomes very disappointing and a bit underwhelming. But let's suppose I don't want turbo lag. I go twitchy mode and I flick it over and the car, whoa, it just goes like the clappers. It's brilliant. And one of the best things about owning a McLaren, particularly an MP4- whatever this thing's called, is that even though it's the oldest in this sort of new generation of McLarens that we know, it still has the same general feeling as a 570, a 650 or a 720, like those cars that we brought you in previous weeks. It still has that same feel, and with prices where they are at the moment, these things are extremely good value and still pull heads. I mean, as we were pulling over to set up these cameras, I had a bunch of people put down their windows go, yeah, McLaren, which is kind of cool. Did I set the car alarm? Yeah. Let's try it again. How good is that? though this is a supercar and it's loud and it goes very fast, it's not a terribly obnoxious car, and you can still drive around it and treat it like an everyday car. It doesn't come across as showy. It's not a shouty car in the same way that a Lamborghini is. The McLaren MP4-12C is the ultimate everyday supercar, and this example, with just 19,098 kilometres from you, is the best available in Australia. So come down to Lorbek Luxury Cars and buy today. We'll see you next week for our Motor Classica special edition of the Friday Drive. See you then.